Welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful, bright day to dive deep into the latest, heart-pounding drama unfolding in Port Charles, and I am absolutely buzzing with excitement to share my thoughts with all of you. Grab your favorite cup of coffee, settle in, and let's talk about the incredible storytelling we are currently witnessing on our screens. I genuinely think we're missing the point if we don't immediately talk about the absolute masterclass in character dynamics happening between Nina Reeves and Willow Kane right now. When I watched the preview for Tuesday's episode, my heart literally skipped a beat because of the sheer tension radiating from the screen. The moment Nina stands there, completely blindsided, and demands to know why Willow would do absolutely anything for the Quartermains, I felt a profound sense of validation for Nina's character arc. I think the writers are doing something incredibly smart here. Nina's disbelief isn't just about the Quartermains being her historical enemies, it's about her desperate, clawing need to understand the inner workings of Willow's mind. I feel like this is the best they've written Nina in months, because they are finally allowing her to be sharp, observant, and fiercely protective of her daughter's motives. The way I interpret it, Willow is walking an incredibly dangerous tightrope, and Nina is the only one who can sense the subtle shifts in her balance. We know Willow has conditionally approved Harrison Chase and Brooke Lynn to foster baby Phoebe, but Nina's reaction is what anchors this plot for me. Nina is looking at Willow and thinking, why rock the boat? Right now, Willow's custody arrangement with Michael Corinthos over Wiley and Amelia is working perfectly. So why is Willow suddenly playing the benevolent savior for the Quartermains? I believe with every fiber of my being that Willow has a massive trick up her sleeve. I think the writer's choice to have Willow act so seemingly altruistic is brilliant because it makes me feel the underlying deception. Willow is terrified right now. Her entire future as Congresswoman Kane is at stake with Jack Brennan holding that traffic cam footage over her head, and she is secretly investigating Kai Taylor because he knows she shot Drew Kane. I feel so deeply invested in Willow's psychology right now because she isn't just a victim. She is actively manipulating the board, and Nina is the only one catching on to the fact that the math isn't mathing. I know a lot of people are saying this storyline with Willow keeping secrets is dragging, but I actually think the slow burn is exactly what's needed because I feel like it builds the necessary paranoia. Every time Willow smiles at Michael or offers help to Chase, I can see the sheer panic behind her eyes. I think Willow is using this foster situation to keep Chase close, perhaps to subtly monitor his police connections regarding Kai Taylor. And Nina, bless her heart, is standing there looking at her daughter like she's an alien. I love the way the tension hung in the air when Nina asked that question. It proves that despite their rocky history, Nina knows her daughter well enough to know when she's playing a game. Speaking of the Quartermains, I want to pivot to a moment that brought tears to my eyes. Ned Quartermain's pure, unadulterated excitement over a baby coming back to the mansion. I feel so incredibly moved by that scene where Ned smiles at a beaming Brooke Lynn. The way I see it, this is classic General Hospital magic. The show has always excelled at grounding its high-stakes drama with these profound moments of familial warmth. When Ned told Brooke Lynn how excited he was to have a baby in the house again, specifically referencing how long it's been since Sasha Corbin and Michael's baby, Daisy Gilmore, I just melted. I think it is so crucial that the writers gave us this moment of pure joy. I feel like we needed to see Brooke Lynn's face light up with hope, knowing that she and Chase have been conditionally approved to foster baby Phoebe. However, my joy for them is heavily laced with dread, and I think that's exactly what the writers want us to feel. I know the fandom is up in arms, complaining that the narrative is unfairly framing Brooke Lynn as the scapegoat for the massive car crash on Route 91. People are screaming that Curtis and Jordan were the ones distracted by their passionate kissing, and I completely agree, but I actually think framing Brooke Lynn is a stroke of narrative genius. The way I interpret it, the writers are giving us this beautiful, sunny moment with Ned and Brooke Lynn specifically to make the impending fall that much more devastating. I look at Brooke Lynn beaming at her father, and my heart breaks because I know she had that glass of wine at Charlie's pub. I know she is sweating bullets, terrified that her tipsy driving might have caused the domino effect that led to Charlotte and Danny's crash, and ultimately Jordan and Curtis' horrific wreck. I feel like the contrast between Ned's innocent excitement and Brooke Lynn's internal, suffocating guilt is daytime television at its absolute finest. I think the lighting in that scene, so warm and golden in the Quartermain living room, was a deliberate choice to highlight the fragile, fleeting nature of their happiness before the police come knocking. Now, let's talk about the sheer terror unfolding at General Hospital. I genuinely think we're missing the point if we don't talk about Curtis Ashford's emotional state right now. When Stella Henry walks toward him with that dead serious expression on her face, the shift in the atmosphere is palpable. I feel so incredibly gutted for Curtis. Just hours ago, he was in the car, passionately kissing Jordan, completely lost in the romance of the moment. Now, he is standing in the sterile, cold halls of GH, waiting to hear if the woman he loves is going to survive a traumatic brain injury. I think the writer's choice to have Stella be the one to approach him is brilliant, because it made me feel the full weight of the family's dread. Stella is usually the warm, vibrant matriarch, the one who just convinced Portia to have the whole family decorate the nursery. To see her face completely devoid of a smile, looking so profoundly worried, sent chills down my spine. I believe Curtis is currently drowning in a sea of unspoken guilt. The way I see it, he knows that their kiss was the distraction that caused Jordan to swerve. When he asks his aunt, "Has there been a change in Jordan's condition?" you can hear the raw, ragged edge of panic in his voice. I feel like the actors are delivering Emmy-worthy performances here. I know some viewers are frustrated that Jordan hasn't woken up yet, but I actually think the agonizing wait is essential. It forces Curtis to sit with the consequences of their reckless moment. I think Stella's serious look isn't just about delivering bad news. I interpret it as her trying to figure out how to hold her nephew together when his world is actively shattering. The emotional stakes have never been higher for the Ashford family, and I am clinging to every single word of dialogue. And the medical drama doesn't stop there. I am absolutely obsessed with the fiery confrontation between Lucas Jones and Isaiah Gannon. When Lucas demands, "What in the hell were you two doing that required life-saving measures?" I literally gasped out loud. I feel like this is the best they've written Lucas in years. Lucas is an incredible doctor, and we know he was just assisting doctor. Andy Park with Jordan's intense, life-saving operation. He is running on adrenaline, stress, and probably way too much coffee. So, for him to turn around and unleash his anger on Isaiah is just spectacular character work. I think the writers are doing a phenomenal job of showcasing the high-pressure cooker environment of General Hospital. The way I interpret this scene, Lucas is at his breaking point, and Isaiah's odd, guarded expression only fuels the fire. I believe Isaiah is hiding a massive secret. We know Isaiah was making a secret house call to Lulu Spencer's place because Rocco Falconera's hand was severely infected, but Lucas specifically says "you two." Who is the second person? Is he talking about Portia Robinson, who was with Isaiah at the cabin earlier? Or has Lucas caught wind of the fact that Lulu had to rush Rocco to the ER, and he is furious that Isaiah didn't handle it properly? I feel so incredibly intrigued by Isaiah's stoic silence in the face of Lucas' rage. I think the choice to have this confrontation happen right in the middle of the trauma ward, while Jordan is fighting for her life, was brilliant because it made me feel the chaotic, suffocating energy of the hospital. I know a lot of people are saying the hospital staff storylines are too convoluted right now, but I actually think this web of secrets is exactly what makes GH the best soap on television. Every character has an agenda, every doctor has a secret, and Lucas is finally the one demanding answers. Finally, we have to talk about the absolute powerhouse dynamic between acting District Attorney Justine Turner, Sonny Corinthos, and the looming threat of Jen Sidwell. I genuinely think the writers are crafting a masterpiece of mob tension here. When Justine shows up at Sonny's place, completely dropping her professional ADA boundaries to issue a personal dire warning, I felt the hairs on my arms stand up. She looks Sonny dead in the eye and tells him that he is in way more danger than he thinks. I love the way the camera zoomed in on Justine's face when she delivered that line. It wasn't just a legal warning. It was a desperate plea from someone who understands the true explosive nature of the threat they are facing. I feel like a lot of fans are underestimating Jen Sidwell, but I think he is the most compelling villain we've had in a long time. The way I see it, Sidwell isn't just a typical mob boss. He is a grieving, enraged father. We saw how completely unappreciative and hostile he was when Sonny and Rick Lansing showed up at Marco Rios' funeral. I believe Justine can see what Sonny, in his usual arrogant confidence, is blind to. Sidwell is ready to burn Port Charles to the ground. I think the writer's choice to have Justine make that frantic phone call after dealing with Sidwell at GH was brilliant because it made me feel the urgency of the situation. Sidwell is blaming Sonny not only for Marco's death, but incredibly, he is now pinning Jordan's horrific car accident on Sonny's overall aura of chaos. I know some people are complaining that Sonny is always the target, but I actually think this storyline is incredibly refreshing because Sonny is currently without his ultimate protector. Jason Morgan is in WSB custody, taking the fall for Rocco, and Rick Lansing has already theorized that Sidwell orchestrated that entire pier setup just to leave Sonny vulnerable. I feel so incredibly anxious for Sonny right now because Justine is absolutely right. Sidwell is a ticking time bomb, and he is ready to explode all over the city. I think the way the writers are weaving Sidwell's grief into a calculated, ruthless revenge plot is nothing short of brilliant. When Justine insists that the stakes are higher than ever, I believe her. I feel like we are on the precipice of a massive, violent shift in the Port Charles underworld, and I cannot wait to see how Sonny navigates this without Jason by his side. In conclusion, I am just so deeply in love with the current state of General Hospital. The writers are giving us rich, character-driven drama that honors the history of the show while pushing these characters into terrifying new territories. From Willow's desperate, calculating secrets and Brooke Lynn's tragic, fleeting happiness, to Curtis' raw terror and Sonny's impending war, every single scene feels vital. I think we are witnessing a golden era of storytelling right now, and I feel so lucky to be analyzing every single frame of it with all of you. The performances, the lighting, the subtle dialogue choices, it is all working so perfectly for me, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what happens next.